women here, you know, we're proud Australians and we live abroad and we're busy and doing things. So it's great to feel connected back to this country and to think about how do we tangibly do more.
I feel so humbled among such amazing women. I have the most amazing company here. People who come up to me after a talk and say, hey, I really want to, get to know you and ask for your help from time to time. I said, come along, here's my email, just write to me. Don't be afraid, because I had a lot of help to get here and I'm willing to give the help. Whenever you need me, just email.
My favourite quote almost ever from Madeleine Albright is that there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women.
Even the way Mahatma Gandhi won independence for India was innovative. The whole non-violence movement, which later got adopted by Martin Luther King and Mandela.
How do we in Australia foster innovation? How do we get rid of this cut the tall poppy syndrome, because all innovators are tall poppies? How do we nurture innovation?
Brand ourselves as an innovative country. We brand ourselves a fair country, a global country. I don't know what we do, sustainable. We have all these objectives. But innovation becomes a cliche in Australia when it is a deeply embedded way of doing business.
I work a little bit with some universities and educators, and one of the things they're seeing as a trend is that fewer and fewer people are selecting technology type subjects as they go into their tertiary education.
I'm joining a panel a little bit later talking about creativity and digital capacities and what some of the opportunities are there for Australia and for people right around the world. The real challenge is to take that connectivity, come up with great new solutions and great new ideas, and see how you can take that not just to the Australian market but globally.
Pippa has this amazing CV and had a success in finance and politics. You left school, you were not the top of your class, in fact quite the opposite, you were actually the bottom of the class.
I wasn't very focused, not very confident. I had no confidence as a teenager. And I remember in one year they passed out pieces of paper that had a number on it. It was your rank in the class, and out of a class of about 720 people, I was about 711. Right, so we're talking the bottom. So I made a decision. I just made a decision that, I won't go down this road. I'll go down a different road. And I became very committed to that outcome. And I worked very hard.
The reason why I'm doing what I do in China is because China is the world's biggest emitter of greenhouse gases. It is moving forward in terms of regulating and in terms of encouraging investment and encouraging action.
So when you sort of talk about the term sustainability, it's a fairly sort of broad term, but a lot of the drivers behind that are markets and innovation.
Putting sustainability into practice and helping address some of the issues, both regulatory as well as the business case for sustainability.
The ASX Corporate Governance Guidelines, I think, are a fabulous initial catalyst for encouraging more women into senior management and onto boards, and having companies set their own targets and disclose them. Good leadership means really standing for something worthwhile and being strong and implementing that change.
Women didn't fly aeroplanes, women didn't drive ships, women didn't get involved in any of the more demanding roles in the army. That's all turned around. We now have 93% of positions open to women.
We're talking about leadership and it's almost circular. We need leaders to bring about the cultural change to enable more women leaders. So we really need to look at male leaders who represent the majority out there, who are the sorts of leaders who understand how we need to level the playing field or redress the balance.
Probably the most critical economic issue facing the country is the low workforce participation rate of women, particularly women with children. We are the lowest in the OECD, and yet we have the highest rate of graduation from universities. So we've got this we're totally out of kilter.
Having very direct conversations about, this is just unacceptable. I mean, it's unacceptable from a talent perspective. It's unacceptable from, an equity perspective. It's unacceptable from every perspective.
As a Fijian, and to me, leadership is about relationships. Leadership is about relationship with your family, with your neighbours. The type of women that are in the conference, and to listen to what they have to say. They come from all different parts of the world and talking about innovation and entrepreneurship, and it's really inspiring. And if anything, I'm going back home inspired and going back home with a good feeling in my heart for the future.
This is a time for thank yous. It has been a conference that has really been shaped by Australian-based leaders, by the advanced team, by our diaspora, and with the great support of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and with the private sector. It's been a true partnership.